Okay, so, I am leaving the room. I didn't cut yet. Okay, but I do cut later because I did explore and I did run around for a bit. I'm pretty sure I did some editing. I did my job. I'm fairly sure. The majority of the reason, the way to go forward is that you need a certain code, and you got the code off of Darian's body. It's in his notes, which then got translated to the code or your codex, so you can read it there. That's where I find it later, and that tells you the combination to input for the to activate the red switch in order to walk through the door. But I was an idiot and I didn't read the codex. I don't really read a lot of codexes. So I was like, okay, before I go, I might as well activate one of the switches. I think I go with blue first, and I go exploring around in the blue world to see if I missed anything. Because like, okay, if they're giving me the blue switch, then probably means there's something in here that would need the blue realm. One of the things I did miss, I guess I'm gonna talk about it now, is an ability for the golem called revival. You know, where you can revive another party member, which would have been fucking amazing. Because Jurek dies like almost instantly. Having Brogan as be our tank would have been great. So I somehow missed revival, and I was in one of the rooms that apparently I just didn't look in. I don't know how I missed it, but it was the only upgrade that I didn't get. And it pisses me off because I didn't realize that I didn't finish the mission. Not only that, I didn't realize he had another upgrade. So I was like, "Oh, you fucking kidding me? He had revival this whole time?" And it just I think I go to the purple realm, and I was like, okay, where can I go on the map? And I think I go back and explore in the purple realm to see if I missed anything. And I think I did miss a door, which I do go back and I did find that there are a few things in that particular room, which is actually going to help me out a hell of a lot. It's 2 abilities for the golem as well as several items. Which I'm walking back the wrong way. Poop, but please go back. Yo, I want to see where that last upgrade was because it was really annoying to find out that I don't know. No, there's a Clash of Clans wiki with the walls. I didn't realize that was a thing. Let's see. So his passive, he has a tank passive, able to sustain significantly more damage, okay, and a critical hit immunity. That's nice. The first healing ability is in the westernmost room of Amgarrak. The second, which is the one I found. I did find that. I did find the flaming weapons. Second attribute upgrade. Wait, is there 2 upgrades for him? Was there 6?
Not that way. Wrong way.
Ah, it's this room. This room's a bitch. And you'll see why in a second.
Pretty head.
I should have listened to Brogan. I really fucking should have. This room is just, oh god. So,
Turn around, turn around.
I found a bunch of chests in here, and I didn't hear any of Brogan's words. But when I activated, there were a bunch of golems, and I was like, oh shit, okay. What would happen? Well, I walked too close to that switch, and they all activated. There is like 6 or 7 of them, and they just fucking hurl rocks at you. It is terrifyingly hard. And you'll see what I do instead. Hopefully I show off the loot. I think I do. Did I edit this right?
Turn around, turn around.
I think I did. I think I had to go back. So I activate the switch. I then go over to... Yeah, okay. I go over to the green switch because I was trying to figure out what triggers them. If you walk too close to the switch, they all activate. But if you activate the switch fast enough, you actually go to the green realm, and they are not technically in the green realm. So it's like, okay, get the balls out of here. We're switching realms here, boys. And even though you're in the green realm, your party members who died actually get transported into that realm with you. So you can loot all the stuff and while being in the green realm. And that's one of the upgrades. We get healing, which is a group heal ability for the golem to give us, which is great. And we get a Reaper's Cudgel, which is a really nice mace. And we get lightning, which is another upgrade for the golem, which gives us Tempest, which is like a giant lightning storm. So what I'm doing here, probably one of the dumbest things ever. So you might be asking why I left the green realm back into the normal realm. And that is because I found out that if you're in the green realm, that door is closed for some reason, and you can't open it because you're not in the real realm. So it took me several attempts, which is why it did that transition, to get out of here. And what I'm doing is I'm running all the way back to the blue realm, to the blue switch, to go into the blue realm, which then revives all my team members.
What on earth are they doing here?
And I think I attempt to re-switch back into the last realm. And I was like, oh nope, they're still on the map. Let's go back to the blue realm. It's like, fuck that. Let's go back to the blue realm. So now we are back. We were able to get out of that room relatively easily. It took me several attempts because I was like, what the balls? How does this work? I was not gonna find that room. There were 6 or 7 elite. There were 6 golems in general. 3 of them were bosses. There's 3 enraged golems. 3 of them were elites. And I was like, not really gonna fight these assholes because this shit's hard. But I did pick up group heal, which is the second healing upgrade. I missed the first one for some reason. I missed the first heal, which was revival, as I mentioned, which would have been great. We already got the attribute points, and no, we didn't. We didn't get the second attribute points, did we? Yeah, we didn't get the second one. So we actually missed 2 upgrades. There's a second attribute point in the red dimension, which I did not know. But I did get the first one, which was in the blue. I got the flaming weapons. I got Tempest. I got Reaper's Cudgel, which is a mace, which is really nice. However, the warrior that I'm with does not actually need it. So we are good on that. So I guess I actually missed 2 of the upgrades. Not the biggest concern. I mean, I would have loved to have revival, and I would have loved to give him more stats, but I was able to finish the game without them. So I still like the fact that I could upgrade my golem, which is really cool. And it's not like a level up; it's like you can actually modify and upgrade it, which I thought it was a cool addition. So now I'm exploring on how and where the balls they have to go. I think I cut away until I realized the fact that I think I run around for quite a bit, and I was like, how the fuck do I do it? Because I'm fairly sure the only way to do it is through is by activating the switches in the right place, and in order to do that you need the right combination. And you could just mess around and screw around and try to figure out what you need, where to place them. But it's in my codex, and I'm just an idiot, and I'm not looking at my codex, because it's literally written right there for me, and I'm just like, nah, I don't need to read it. I did go back to this room because I was like, okay, this is the room this is the only room that has things for me to interact with. So this has to do something. I guess I'm not gonna cut away just yet. I'm fairly sure I edited this. Come on, past me. I guess not me recording past me editor? Yeah. I have several versions of past me, don't worry. Several versions. That's what I wanted to do. I was like, what am I doing? I was like, okay, we got notes from Darian. What the balls next? So yeah, we got 2. There was barely 2 more. There's an attribute point and another one. So I was like, okay, what the hell am I doing? It tells you that the switch combination is YMWC. And I was like, oh, I had it in my journal this entire time. Okay, I'm an idiot. When I read the combination, I immediately thought, let's see, YMCA, but there's a W. I have to sing it apparently. They do have switch names. I think it's blue, yellow, purple, white, blue. And I almost got the combination just by myself. But now we are in the red dimension, or red world. I think they're called dimensions, but I'm going to call them worlds because I'm weird. And this looks really cool. And we're actually almost towards the end. We have, I think, one more boss fight. And I think I died, and then I know I died, I should say. But apparently I missed a attribute points in a chest up to this section.
There. Not in there.
I thought you trusted Darian. He said to go to the forge. That's where everything is.
I guess in that room.
Including my research.
No, Derek. Can't you hear it? Chitter, skitter, in there, waiting.
I cut him off. Sorry about that. So here's the final boss fight with this nasty ass thing. Oh, shit. So this is the Harvester file disembowelment. I think it's one of the major artworks that they have whenever you look at Dragon Age. It's like if you ever Google Dragon Age Origins, you always see this monster. It's the one with like the thing in his gut, like a missing hole. This is one of the more iconic pictures that I remember. I'm fairly sure if I'm not going crazy. Whenever I oh, I really want to buy this game, I always see this picture of a guy fighting him. But now I can't even find that photo, so I'm probably just going crazy. Anyway, but yeah, this boss is pretty hard, and it actually swaps through multiple different dimensions. It goes between the red and the white and the real world. In the real world, you do reduced damage, and it's just a bad time. But what you notice is that I did a Tempest right on top of everyone, which was a horrible idea, because friendly fire is possible in a Tempest, although we did nuke them down pretty fast, all things considering. We finally got rid of Tempest, but my Golem's almost dead, and Jarek and Brogan are dead. If I had Revival, this would have been much easier and much nicer. He also summons things into the fight with some other corpses, as you can see right there. But I think I die here, and I think I fade off and then come back. It took me like 2 or 3 attempts to kill this guy. But yeah, I think wait, is it in the red world we do less damage, or is it the real world we do less damage? Can't remember. I guess it's the real world we do more damage, and in the red world he does more. No, we do less in the red. I don't know. Let me Google it, just so I'm not an idiot. Google for life. I don't need a strategy, I want to beat the boss. The battle is pitched, blah 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 blah. There's my weird swipe, especially like a pinwheel, but apparently didn't look very good, swift and nice.
Where you face, Jarek.
Shifts through different levels of the fade in order to become more powerful and unleashes waves. So in the red realm, we do less damage, and he becomes more powerful. If I remember correctly. Whatever. Wikis are hard to load, apparently. But this fight, I think I have Hoopla just sort of like tank most of the damage. I think, yeah, right here I start start the aggro for the Harvester. Brogan and Derek, or Jarek, I keep calling Derek, whatever. They're targeting random little characters. I'm about to die. So it's like, okay, let's go. Oh no, I'm half health, never mind. Regardless, I was like, okay, now I'm about to die. There you go. But we went back to the real world. To do more damage and whatnot. Got more armor penetration, even though I don't think we really need it. I assume because we have fire weapons and he is all flesh, I assume we do more damage that way anyway. Now we're back. So yeah, weapons are no longer effective in this realm. So in the red realm, he becomes tankier, essentially.
No longer effective. Try magic.
Try magic. Or we can just go back to the real world and not have to worry about it. I do also have group heal, so I can have the Golem group heal everyone. And I do believe the group heal does affect the Golem as well. I went to taunt using the Bronto, so it actually does something instead of just sitting there like a dumb butt. I don't think I ever, since the Bronto keeps dying, I never equipped any like tactics for him. So he just keeps going back and forth like, guys, let me do something, tell me to do something. And I'm like, Bronto, do something already. Come on, you got a brain? He's like, no, I need to follow tactics and I don't have any. It's like, no, because you just got here. But I'm having the Bronto taunt the smaller targets in hopes that they go and target him, not my party members, which is what I don't want to happen. I do have the Golem use group heal, which looks like he's slamming into the air. It's a really weird healing animation. He has some really odd animations in general, as I mentioned. Yeah, for the most part, he went back through healing with the Golem, having Koopa do most of the damage, have Brogan and Jarek do whatever they want, fighting the smaller corpses. We've almost killed him. He's got like maybe 10% left of life left. A little more than that. I'd say like 15 or so. I need the Golem here to group heal rapidly. Because that should help. But just in case it doesn't, I need him to take potions. Swap back because I don't actually have a lot of magic damage in general. So the red realm is not good for me because he's weak to magic damage, I guess. I think that's what happens. They said it earlier that weapons are effective, use magic. But okay, so this is a second phase, I should mention. There are two phases. So what I think the Harvester is the thing the small little thing that's been running around. I think that's the Harvester, but what we just fought was Harvester. He like made a construct using like flesh, sort of like a Golem, except he made it out of people, and that's what we fought there. And I was like, where do the balls of the switches go? Because I assumed we needed the switches, but I don't think we do. This second phase isn't too hard to fight. It's annoying because he keeps running around. I apparently got a paralysis trigger, even though no one was near it. The only annoying part about this phase is that he's running around. I found this is actually my first time in this phase, so he's really weak actually. At least for me. I don't know if he is in general. But yeah, he keeps jumping around. He doesn't actually heal, I don't think. He does eat piles of corpses. I don't know if that heals him or what, but relatively speaking, he was much easier than his first phase. His first phase was a pain in the dick. And that's putting it lightly. It took me 3 attempts to get past his first phase, and only 1 on the second. That should say something, considering this is Dragon Age. When I can defeat a boss on its first phase, it generally means it wasn't that hard. If I can do it, you can do it. That dual weapon swipe was a complete waste because he jumped away before it actually triggered. And it doesn't actually do damage if you're not actually there. Apparently we're all just going to stand around this one harvested corpse and just going to sit here. But yeah, the second phase of the harvester wasn't exactly that hard. We're just going to beat it up as per usual. since there are 5 of us who can just like surround and do damage and just wreck this guy's face off, that is exactly what we go and do. And that should be it. And here's the end cutscenes. I think that was the golem. I'm pretty sure they just killed the fucking golem on me.
Not now.
Time to go, Jarek.
Rip
Forge is
golem.
destroyed like Darien wanted.
The creature is dead. There could be other notes, more information to...
No, Jarek. Not worth more death.
I was like, yeah, let's get the fuck out of here. It's like, fine. Whatever. I'm pretty sure they just killed the goddamn golem on me. And the golem was very helpful. And I was like, golem, no!
That's it. It's over. Everything's lost.
Yep. And
No, brother.
let's keep it that way.
We're still alive. Let's go home.
This is what happens when you mess with Carradine's research. But what I do like is this little ending here. Because you know when they pan away, you know shit's not over. And there's but ton more. Now, I don't know if we'll see them again in Dragon Age Awakening, because that's the last one I have to do, and I don't know if we'll see them in Dragon Age 2. I have not encountered them in Dragon Age Inquisition, so, at least to my memory, I don't remember doing that either. I don't remember meeting them in Dragon Age Origins, but not Dragon Age Origins, Dragon Age 2, but we might. But yeah, that is the end of the Golems of Amgarrak, that's how you pronounce it, Amgarrak. Honestly, it's kind of my least favorite DLC out of the 5, tied with Witch Hunt, because Witch Hunt like ended really, really dramatically. Like, it was getting good, and then it just like dropped off right at the end when you meet up with Morrigan. But the reason why I don't like this is because there are a bitch ton of boss fights, boss characters to fight, and really, really hard to fight golems because I don't know. Golems were hard to fight. They're some tanky fucks. That's putting it lightly. But I did like some of the cool things they added. The changing realms was really, really cool. I liked the golems in general. The fact that he could like change his not personality, but you can upgrade him and modify him. I thought that was really cool. I thought the realm changing was probably one of the coolest things they've added this the features of this DLC. Having to go through different realms. Certain realms you can only access certain things. I thought that was pretty cool. They didn't really explain much, and there wasn't much of a storyline of the place itself, except probably in codexes, but I don't read codexes because I'm stupid like that. And I don't really know how the Harvester was created, if it was created by blood mages, because they did say that Amgarrak had a mage from Tevinter involved in it, or at least one of the codex, or one of the Darien journals said something about a Tevinter mage. So possibly that's the reason for the Harvester to be a thing. Regardless of why they never really explained what it was or what it was doing here. I would have liked that. I guess my main problems with it is lots of fucking hard fights. Lots of hard fights. And 2, they didn't really explain much of the storyline. I mean, the story for us as the Warden is just, hey, Jarek needs help finding his brother. Go in these dangerous halls to go find him. And besides that, they like showed off so many cool things. Like, here's some harvesters. There's a bunch of like, there's a shit ton of them at the end, but they never explain. They never go back and they never tell or talk about it at all in the rest of the DLC. And it's like, what the balls? You're just gonna end on that note? Come on, come on, game. You don't want to do that. Overall, it wasn't my favorite of the DLCs, but it wasn't a bad DLC. If I was gonna rate them so far, I'd go probably Liliana's, and then the one after that. No, what's it called? The Darkspawn Chronicles is after that. Then probably Morrigan's the Witch Hunt, and then this one. Witch Hunt is kind of tied with this one. If I wanted to be nice to the golems, have it as third place, tied with Witch Hunts, just because they don't have a lot of story, and Dragon Age usually has a lot of story. Because Witch Hunt is like, oh hey, I still have the child. I'm still running. Bye. It's like, okay, I just wasted my time trying to find you. Golems was like, hey, look at all these really cool things. And well, we won't explain any of them to you. You gotta read the fucking codexes. I guess. I don't know. I haven't read them yet. Regardless, that is the end of the Golems of Amgarrak. The last DLC I have left is Dragon Age Awakening. And from what I've heard about this is like a 20-hour DLC. So I'm going to be getting a lot of footage for that. So that will actually be not the next thing, which would be, if I look at the schedule, for Thursday, instead of Awakening, if you are new to the channel, I've been placing 2 smaller DLCs, having a game in between, 2 more smaller DLCs, placing a game in between, so it's not just like a lot of Dragon Age on the channel, and I do break up the monotony of it. On Thursday, I'm going to be starting my Dishonored playthrough, and Dishonored is a really great short game. Should be like maybe at the bare minimum less than 10 hours. At least that's what I've heard. Which is like half the time of the DLC for the Dragon Age, which is why I'm sort of breaking up the Dragon Age. So it's not just like, hey, we're making Dragon Ages for the next 7 months. But yeah, that is the end for the Golems. We'll be starting Awakening after the Dishonored. And yeah, that should be it. Hope you enjoyed this. Have a good day, night, evening, twilight, good afternoon, good morning, or whenever you are watching this, you time wizards. And I hope to see you guys on the next time, either when we play Dishonored or start the Awakening campaign, which should probably take up like half my life, so that'll be interesting to see.